This is probably the coolest motorhome I've ever seen. Now this is a commission by RC Motorhomes. It's the fourth that they built for this owner. He wanted something really special and different, so they said, why don't we build you a carbon edition? So this has been built with hand laid carbon fibre. So all of this lower skirt area, this bit up here, the awning box, the back of the vehicle, this section up on the front is all done in carbon fibre, and the reason for that is twofold. Firstly, it saves weight. It saves about 150 kilograms across the whole vehicle. Secondly, it looks really, really cool. So as we always do, we're going to do a tour around the outside of the vehicle, show you all the features, and then we're going to head inside and show you the interior. And you're going to want to see that because it looks just as cool on the inside as it does on the outside. So we'll start over here and work our way around. This one, if we hit that little button, lifts up. What we've got in here is the outside entertaining area. So this is a 40-inch television, and then underneath you can see it's got the Sonos system and the bass speaker and so on. And if we head on a little bit further back, I'll close that down for the moment. Step rolls out there, we'll see that when we go inside. This one is just accessing into the compressor, so it's got a compressed air system. We'll see that when we reach the garage in a moment. You can see also everything is lit up in here as well, and in fact what they've done with this is kept all the systems, so tanks and all that kind of stuff is all inboard of the vehicle, so it's fully winterized for operation throughout the whole year. This is a table, of course, again this is carbon fiber, so that drops down for if you're barbecuing outside. And that one there is to plug a barbecue into. And you'll notice that even these, which are actually plastic, have been dipped and given a carbon fibre look finish, so it matches perfectly. You don't end up with a sort of a carbuncle on the outside. That little fella there, in case you're wondering, is to drop a bin onto, and this is very much part of the RC philosophy, is to put a big garage. If we push that one there we go. Now this particular vehicle is set up for motocross bikes, and that's why it has these cradles in the back here, so you can get a couple of motocross bikes in here, but obviously you can set this up however you like. So if you want it for leisure use and you want to put barbecues and whatever else in here, then you can do. Up here, this is storage. Along here, that's that bin that drops onto the outside, so that's all the way along there. This one is quite interesting. If we pull this one out, be a little bit careful because it's a two-handed job. There we go. This is the battery system in here, so that powers all of your domestic equipment. Again, as I mentioned, everything is inboard on this one. And then over here, this is the inverter system. So this is able to power a lot of the 240 volt equipment direct from the batteries. Also, when you're plugged into mains power, it reverses and operates as a battery charging system. This, as I mentioned, is to secure your bikes, but what you also have, which is rather clever, is these little fellas here, which you can slide and pull out. And what you do with these is you can drop them then into here. You can use those then for tie downs, so that, again, you can secure your load, whether it's bikes or whatever else you want to put in here. These, again, these are actual carbon fibre, and these are just little lockers across the back. So we'll come out of here. That's that compressor that I mentioned. So you've got compressed air there. Great for maintenance and that kind of thing. This one here is just a drop over, so that when you're putting stuff in and out of here, you're not damaging the vehicle. Let's drop that one back down, and then we'll come right around to the back. So this is all carbon fibre right across here, and I don't know whether you can see it today, but that RC Motorhomes sign up there, that's illuminated, which is rather cool. And you've also got a little camera up there at the top. There's in fact cameras dotted around. You might see the one just up on the side there, which gives you a helicopter view camera system from the cab. I'll show you that obviously when we go inside. It's all LED lighting on this one. You've got extra wide reversing lights on here as well. And then we come around this side. Now you can see the slide out. That's out at the moment, of course. That powers away when you're driving the vehicle. And if we come down along this side, these are things like fuel for the generator. It's a generating system on board. That one you can plug a shower into, so you can have a shower out here. And that one there is your water filler. Now if you come on down a little bit further, this is more access to systems. So if we look in this one, that is actually, it's got a hydraulic leveling system, so that obviously levels the vehicle when you're parked. And then the thing just up above it is an inbuilt jet wash system. It actually has its own jet wash system built into the vehicle. And then finally, if you come down to this one, this is storage right the way across the vehicle in here. So you can get a lot of your kit, your deck chairs or whatever else you want to take with you, you can get tucked away into there. Let's come on around. I love the black wheels on this, it really sets it off, and the silver. It is a really, really cool looking vehicle. Just there, that's another of the cameras. So again, it's for the 3D camera system. But let's head on inside and we will give you the full tour. But we'll stop just for a moment because, doesn't that look cool? Okay, let's go and have a look. So here, it's got a keypad entry system, so that centrally locks everything, and it means if you're with a group of people, you can give them the code and people can come and go and lock the vehicle. If we hit one of these to light this up, there we go, and then hit that one there, that rolls out the step so that we can get on in. And then we'll open it here, click that door back, and then we go. There's a couple of things to show you just as we go into the vehicle. This is a Magic Eye for the air conditioning system, so it's got a remote control for that. That one is that leveling system that I mentioned, so that's the jacks that come down and level the vehicle, and then that is the generator control up above. You've got a light switch here for the interior, but there's another light switch down here, and that lights up all those lockers that we saw on the outside. So we'll head on in, and we'll head right down to the front first of all. I'll tell you a little bit about this. So what we've got up here is heated and sprung seats. So you'll see as I sit into this one, you see the whole thing is actually on suspension. So it's really super comfortable. There's armrests, of course, that drop down as well if you want them. And this, of course, is where you drive from. Now, what we've got in this one is a 3-litre twin-turbo engine. It's just over 200 horsepower, 210, I think, from memory. And it's got an 8-speed automatic gearbox. And a couple of other technical bits of information while we're here. That's a diff lock. So that means that if you're on slippery ground, you can hit that and it locks the rear wheel, so you don't just spin up one wheel if it's on a slippery surface. It gives you drive. Also got air suspension on this one, so that's giving you more comfort, and also helps if you've got like heavy bikes in the back and that kind of thing. It just keeps the ride height spot on. That then is for navigation, entertainment, your phone, all that kind of stuff. It's an Alpine system. And then up above, that is your 3D camera system, so that's showing you all around the vehicle. And in fact, when you indicate, it will light up and show you down. So if you indicate left, it'll show you right down that side of the vehicle, so you can make sure you haven't got any cyclists or anybody else on the inside that you ought to be aware of. So very comfortable place to drive the vehicle from. But as we head on back, now a lot of people ask what these are like with the slide outs in. So with the magic of video editing, and there it is, slide out in. So you've still got a very usable area here. You can still get to the kitchen area, you've still got seating here. It still all works and is all very functional. But clearly when you're stopped and you're using the vehicle to live in, well then with the slide out, we're back to slide out. And what we've got here is the lounge area, of course. You've got settees on both sides. Now there's different options here. If you want, you can have an L-shaped settee that comes around here, and that will give you 2 more seat belts. So if you want to travel with 4 people regularly and you want to be able to have everybody belted in, then that is the way that you can do that. And in fact, there's a further option where you can have a little dinette if you want. So a seat here, and a table in between. Now this will make into a double bed across here. There's also a table that goes down underneath this one, so when you're dining here you can put the table out, and of course that gives you something to sit around and eat. But it's 4 permanent berths. So if we go right up here to the front, you can see how this is lifted up to give us good access. But if we drop that down and bring that one into place, now that's the ladder that clips onto here, but that gives you a big double bed right up at the front, and it's permanent, so you don't need to be packing it away every time you want to dine, for example. Up in behind here, this has got things like the Wi-Fi system, so that's got a SIM card in with data, so people can connect up their phones and get Wi-Fi on it. There's an emergency awning handle here, so there is an electric awning that goes right out, extends out of this side of the vehicle. If that was ever to pack up, you've got a manual way of retrieving that. And then next to that one, these are circuit breakers. So this is all your AC equipment along here, and then your DC equipment, circuit breakers are all up there. One thing I really like is the finish on things like these locker covers, but also the lighting. And this is all separately switched. We'll come to that in a second. So you can have discrete ambient lighting, or you can have everything on as we've got it at the moment. There's an opening hatch up above, and this has got blinds, of course, that come across like so, and there's the same thing in fact on these which open, so we can drop that up and we've got blinds, or pull it down for fly screens. Let's head on a little bit further this way. This is the operating system for the vehicle. So up here, see if we can get that so you can see that rather than me. We can go into things like, let's go back to the main page. Control services are on here, so step in and out, awning in and out, the roof window opening and closing, all that kind of stuff is on there. Also tank levels are on here, so you can see we've got 90% fresh water at the moment. Let's get that a bit further, there we go, might be able to see that a bit better. Heating and hot water is on here. Outside temperature, room temperature, all that kind of stuff is all there. Solar power monitoring as well. There's solar panels on the roof, so you've got power from that, as well as power from the generator, or from the 240 volt power, or from the batteries, of course. So lots of power supplies onto this one, and that's where you monitor it all from. So yeah, whole vehicle controlled from here. And in fact, that's even hooked up to the internet via the router, so that you can remote access the vehicle for maintenance, or in fact you can just use that to access Google and that kind of thing, and put things up onto the screens, of which there are 3 on this vehicle. We saw the one outside, there's another one just here, and that's linked up to a Sonos system. So we've got speakers tucked away in the sides in places like this, and there's another one then in the bedroom at the back, which we'll look at in a moment. I love the way they've done this carbon material finish in here, so it kind of matches the theme on the outside. I think that looks really cool. In fact, everything, the way that this is done, just looks fantastic. This is all bespoke, so you can have these finished how you like, and this one I think does look particularly cool. If we have a look up in here, this is just storage up in places like this, and then if we come back a bit further, this then is the kitchen, or the galley, depending on what you want to call it. This is quite interesting what they've done with this. There's a lid there on the sink, and of course the space under the sink, because it's deep, is normally dead space. What they've done with this one is you can pull this open, and then that is designed to fit into there, and that then extends your workspace. That's a rather nice idea. Being very, very careful, because this is absolutely brand new and about to be handed over to its owner. Close that, and then underneath here, this is all loads of storage. There's quite a bit of storage in this vehicle actually. These are all soft close, and then this is rather nice. You've got areas like this, put your bits and pieces in. Cutlery goes in that one. It's an induction hob, and then this is a combination oven, so this is a conventional oven and a grill and a microwave. And there's an extractor fan also just up above it, and then more storage in behind here. Now next to this one's got the larger fridge freezer. You can go for a slimline version and get a bit more storage if you want it. This owner's opted for the larger fridge freezer, so this is a really nice size. And opens like so. And then of course freezer up above. And that then gives this little space here, which is a hanging locker, so you can put some clothes there. There is another one in the bedroom, and then this slides open again, another very useful little area. Now we'll press on back a bit further. If we come back through and round, this then takes us into the bedroom. Again, very nicely appointed. Love the way they've done the finishes in here. And the lighting is all very clever, tucked away in places like this. There's reading lights as well. This is a proper pocket sprung mattress. What a lot of these have is just a foam mattress on slats, but this is a proper deep, really comfortable mattress, so that's a nice touch. Again, you've got the opening skylight up above and the blinds that come across that, and then up here this is giving you a much bigger hanging locker at the back there, or wardrobe, call it what you will, and then drawers underneath. Like so, these are fitted sheets that come with it, so they fit the beds perfectly. All tailor-made. All very nice indeed. USB sockets by the bed and power sockets. And then this is the other television, so you've got a 40-inch TV in here as well. So there's 3 televisions on the vehicle in total. And then if we come back a little further, this is the bathroom, and look at the way they've done this. It's just so nicely done. I'm really impressed with this. It's fantastic. This little carbon effect detail in places like this as well. Lovely. And then in here, you've got your toilet. That's a macerator toilet that goes through into a holding tank. You've got your sink here, of course. This is storage up behind here, like so, and down on the side. And they've really tried to use every inch and give you plenty of spaces for everything. You've got heating outlet in here as well. This has got air conditioning and also separate diesel heating. So you've got various heating and ventilation options. And then over on this side, that is a really nice rainfall shower. How lovely is that? It's even got a moisture sensing extractor fan in there. So once the shower starts running and it picks up the moisture, it starts to run and extracts the air. And in fact, even that shower tray is carbon fibre with the RC logo on it. Beautiful. And we'll come out of here, back into this area. Let's take another look back down the vehicle from here, because I think that looks really, really nice. Great job, RC Motorhomes. Love it. Let's go and finish up outside. Put my shoes back on. As I say, this is absolutely box fresh, and the owner is picking it up in about an hour's time. So we're very privileged to get this little look around before it goes out. And there she is. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments. I think that's fantastic. As I said right at the beginning of the video, I think that's one of the coolest motorhomes I've ever seen. So be very interested in your take on that one. Let me know. Huge thanks to RC Motorhomes. I'll put a link to those guys in the description, and we'll catch you on another one of these very soon. Take care. Bye bye.